Let's see here. Give me a second. Give me a second. Y'all know how technology is. How y'all doing? So okay. So we are live, y'all. We live. Okay. So I want to welcome you all to share your gifts. Share your gifts. I am so excited about this class tonight. I'm Kiki Ramsey, of course, and um, as I have been on my journey of entrepreneurship and just really taking my business to an ultimate level, the level that God has for me, He has shown me so many things. And I want to share those things with other people because part of my goal and my mission in life is to really help other people access their God-given gifts and be able to share those gifts with the world. And so if you don't know anything about me, I'll just share a little bit about me before we get into it, and then we'll go further. But I know a lot of you do know about me because you've been following me for some while. But I used to sleep on a couch in a crack house, and while my mom was, in a place where she was getting high. And I used to hate that life that I had. And it was a very difficult life. Um, and I vowed one night while I was sitting on that couch in that crack house that I was going to be successful. And ever since I made that promise to myself, that is something that I've strived for. Now, over the years, I've had to identify what success meant for myself. Because here's the thing, the world's standards of success will have you chasing a dream that some of us can't even obtain. It'll have you pulling out your hair sometimes in terms of your goals and stuff. And so I had to define what success really meant to me. And really, it was a real wholesome, I want to help people, uh, mainly women, succeed at life and business. That is that is where I ended up at, is that I really want to help people succeed at life and business. And because I have been on this mission for so long, there have absolutely been some ups, there's absolutely been some downs, but I'll tell you, throughout all of that, God has been amazing, and He showed me some things, and He has commissioned me to share what I've learned with you. And so I'm so excited about this class because here's the thing, as I'm out there and I'm coaching women, and even some men, I realize that you guys have so many amazing gifts and talents. And but the problem is you're not sharing them with the world. And if you are sharing them with the world, you may not be getting paid for them. And I wanted to come on and talk about sharing your gifts with the world and being able to get paid for them, because I think that it is so very important for you to be able to do both, because you're so talented. I can remember sitting on the job, just wishing and hoping that I could start a business. And luckily for me, I finally got up enough room, enough courage. Y'all know that's my word. I finally got up enough courage to honestly stop, think of a plan, figure out a plan that I could use to actually go out and share my gifts with the world. And that is what I'm going to share with you tonight. And so what I found is that so many people are living life void of purpose and passion. I normally, when I go to conferences and I speak in conferences, I always ask the question, um, do you know your purpose in life? And most people are like, absolutely, I know my purpose in life. It is, da 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 da. Or I'll ask the question, how many of you know you were made for a purpose? And so many people raise their hand because pretty much everybody understands they're made for a purpose. But then some people don't know their purpose. And then even fewer people know and are living out their purpose in life. And so that's what this class is really about, is if you have any kind of idea or any kind of inkling about what your purpose is, then I want to help you really begin to disseminate your gifts and leave them out. So I want to first talk about disseminating your gifts from a strengths-based perspective. And what do I mean by that? Y'all know I have a master's in positive psychology coaching. And this has really allowed me to dig deeper into a person's strengths. And what I see a lot of is that a lot of times we actually will go about a task and we'll say, oh my God, I'm weak in this area. Let me get better. Let me get better. Let me pound on the door. Let me figure this thing out because I'm not so good at this thing. And so we go about trying to reach our goals from our weaknesses perspective, meaning trying to get better where we're weak, versus trying to get better from a strengths-based perspective, meaning you are going to do what you're strong at the most. I want us to stop doing what seems like we need to get better in and then figure out what we're great in so that we can start doing that. And so on this call, I'm going to give you really five ways and 5 things you need to focus on as it pertains to you going out and sharing your gifts with the world. And then I'm also going to tell you about my upcoming Get Courageous event. It's coming up. Siri is talking to me over here. I want to tell you about my upcoming Get Courageous event that's coming up in September. And I really, really, it's such an amazing thing. So I want to tell you about that. And so here's number one, and I want to get into it. I want you to decide what your value is. Here's the thing. Nobody can decide for you what your value is. So many of us are so talented and so gifted. You are so talented and so gifted. However, you don't understand your value, meaning you operate like that as well. So let me give you an example. If you don't understand your value, and you go out into the world and you want to sell your gifts, you want to sell your talents. Say you're a speaker like myself, and you want to sell yourself as a speaker, but you don't understand your talent or your ability, you don't understand your value, then you're going to market yourself as such. And so the way that looks is you may market yourself and then you may not market yourself. Meaning if you get up and you know that you need to make 10 sales calls that day or talk to 10 people about bringing you in to speak, chances are if you value yourself on a lower scale, you're not going to talk to those people. You may call one person, and if you get rejected, then you are automatically going to turn around and not make those other 9 calls that you need to make because you're not valuing what you bring. When you understand that you are valuable and that what you bring to the table is valuable, you don't care if you get 1 no. You might not even care if you get 1,000 no's. You're going to keep going because you'll understand that maybe you just had a bad day. It has nothing to do with you as a person, and it has nothing to do with your ability either. And let me say that again. Just because you had an off day has nothing to do with you as a person, nor does it have anything to do with your ability. it does not change the fact that you are still dynamic at what you do. You're still dynamic at speaking. So I'll give myself as an example. I'm a speaker, right? I may go out and I may literally talk to 20 people in one day and maybe someone won't buy. Now, my ratio is much better than that. However, let's just say this as an example. I talk to 20 people and nobody buys. Nobody, right? The issue is I can walk away two different ways. I can walk away defeated and thinking that I'm a loser and that, nobody's ever going to buy from me. I'm never going to be able to sell my speaking services ever again because I just can't do this. That's one way I can walk away. Or I can walk away a winner saying, oh man, wow, I had a really off day. Let me try to figure out some other things that I can do a little bit better for tomorrow. But I don't walk away feeling terrible about who I am as Kiki Ramsey, nor do I diminish the fact that I am an excellent speaker. That's the difference between knowing your value. Because here's the thing, when you know your value, you are able to charge for it. Let me say it again. When you understand and know your value and willing to stand up for your value, you are able to charge for it accordingly. Because what I see a lot of times is we don't understand our value. And because we don't understand our value, we undercharge what we're worth. And nobody can tell. Listen, I have had clients where I see their value. I see it. I see it as plain as day. But the issue is they don't see it. And if they don't see it, then they are not going to go out there and they are not going to hustle. I mean, they are not going to hustle. They're not going to go out there and they're not. So here's the thing. When you see yourself, say for instance, you see yourself as a 5, right? If you see yourself as a 5, really, you should always see yourself as a 10. Because I think that everybody can be a 10 in something. But say, for instance, you see yourself as a 5. And you go out there and you hustle that day and you make, 10 sales calls and you get 9 sales. And you're like, what? I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself, right? Here's what's going to happen. Because you ultimately see yourself as a 5, you're going to self-correct the next day. Meaning you say, oh my God, I'm feeling myself today. I got 9 sales. However, I ain't that good. So you're going to automatically self-correct tomorrow, and then you might get 1 sale or 2 sales. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's the truth. It's psychological. You will go back to baseline. If your baseline is 5, if that's how you see yourself, you will always end up at baseline somehow. It's called self-sabotage, but it absolutely happens all the time. Now, let's on the flip side. If you see yourself as a healthy 9 or 10, and say, for instance, you went out and you made 10 sales calls and you only made 1 sale. Then you might say, wow, I only made 1 sale. That's not like myself. Let me get it together tomorrow. And then tomorrow, guess what? You're going to go hard again and you'll probably make 9 sales. Because guess what? Your baseline is already a 9 or 10. You have a healthy sense of self-confidence and self-esteem, and you see yourself how you should. When you're going out there and you're sharing your gifts with the world, and you can't go out there as a 2 or a 3 or 4 or 5, because that's just not going to get it. People can see through you. And let me just tell you this about people knowing your value and stuff like that. You only show what you show. Like, people don't know a lot of times if you're scared unless you really show it. Like I can go out and I can speak and I can meet people, and I could be nervous because a lot of times when I speak, I still get nervous, but I think it's a healthy nervous for me because it keeps me on my toes. It keeps me learning. It keeps me really wanting to be the very best at what I do when I bring it to the table, right? And so if I go out and I meet all these people and I'm nervous, nobody knows I'm nervous but me, unless I'm acting silly or unless you start acting silly. Like, oh my God, saying in front of somebody like this and, you're like this and, nobody, nobody knows but you. And if you were on stage or if you were doing your thing and you messed up, chances are nobody knew that you messed up but yourself, unless you say, oh my God, I messed up. Oh my goodness, I messed up. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to know your own value and nobody can give it to you. I can see you as a 10, but if you see yourself as a 5, then you're going to operate on a level of a 5. So how do you do it? You have to build yourself up every single day. You have to wake up telling yourself, baby, I'm a 10. I'm a 10 from the day from the top of my head to the bottom of my toes. I am a 10 because this is the way God made me and I have value. My gift is there. I'm a 10. And so I want y'all to repeat that every morning when you wake up. I'm a 10. And I will be a 10 regardless if I make 1 sale today or if I make 1,000. I'm still going to be a 10. That's what you have to do on a daily basis, because here's the thing. When you wake up and you don't set your intention, then that's when you get in trouble. That's when sharing your gifts gets super duper hard, is when you wake up and you don't set your intention to be a 10 that day. Because here's the thing, a true entrepreneur, a true person who's trying to share their gifts with the world, it won't matter how you feel in the morning. You might feel like crap. I mean, like you literally may feel like, today I just don't want to be messed with, or today I don't feel good. But here's the deal. You know that you still got to go to work. Whether you're working for somebody else as a leader, manager, employee, or whether you own your own business, you know you got to go to work. And if you set your intention to be a 10 that day and go to work, I can guarantee you it doesn't matter what comes your way, you're going to be on top of your game. So you have to know your value. Nobody can give it to you. I can't give it to you. Only you can wake up in the morning and say, I value myself. I am so good that I know that my purpose was meant for somebody, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to share, right? I have this saying is that if you walk in a room and you have a gift or a talent and you leave the room without telling somebody about your gift or your talent, you are doing yourself and that person a disservice. Because somebody, maybe not everybody, right? Not everybody, but somebody literally needs what you have. And if you leave without telling them what you have, sharing your gift, then you've done them a disservice. So that's number one. You have to decide what your value is. Decide, hopefully, to be a 10. Number 2, you have to get clear about the benefits you offer. So when it comes to sharing your gifts, so let's use the whole, the scenario of being a coach, right? So, or a speaker or a cosmetologist. There's so many things that we can use in this scenario. But let's use being a coach. So for me, I can't say, okay, this is how the coaching is going to work. We're going to coach twice a month, every other week. You know, coaching is to help you reach your goals, blah, blah, blah. Those are not the benefits of coaching. That's not what sells my gifts. If I were to go to all of my clients and say, let me tell you about coaching. Coaching is this field where you really help a person overcome their challenges. You help them get to their goals, blah, 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 blah. People are like, okay, that's cool. But it's not selling you my benefits to them. People want to hear, okay, listen, I am going to help you as an entrepreneur get out of your way so that you can run a successful business. I'm going to teach you the ins and the outs of business. I'm going to teach you how to be courageous. I'm going to teach you how to build confidence in the face of fear. Those are benefits. That's what people want. I told you for this webinar teleclass, I said to you, I'm going to show those of you who has an amazing gift, because I believe that God has given us all some kind of amazing gift. I said, I'm going to show you how to share your gift with the world, with people who want to have your gift and also to get paid for it. That's what I said. I said, I'm going to share with you these benefits. But what happens is most people don't share benefits. They share, they just share the list of how it's going to work. And, a cosmetologist is like, oh, yes, girl, it's going to be amazing. I'm open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And, I'm going to wash your hair. You share details. I'm going to wash and condition your hair, and I'm going to style it, and it's going to be beautiful. Okay. Why do I need that? That's not a benefit. A benefit would be, listen, your hair needs to be washed and conditioned, because when you condition your hair, it makes your scalp cleaner and it allows your hair to grow. I'm going to help your hair grow. I'm going to help your hair fill in any kind of bald spots that you might have. I'm going to help your hair feel healthy. All those things. That's a benefit to me. Because if I'm looking to get, for my hair to grow, and you're telling me the benefit of you washing my hair is going to help my hair grow, then that I'm in. But if you're just telling me you're going to wash my hair, okay, what does that do for me? I don't know. We need to stop selling the itemized list of things, and start selling the benefit of why somebody wants what we have. You have to share the benefit of why. I can explain to you my speech. I have a speech called Get Courageous Now. I have a speech called Courageous Leadership, all these kind of things. But what is that going to do? It's going to help you and your organization overcome that diversity and inclusion problem that you might have. I'm going to help your managers learn how to get along. I'm going to help your workforce staff learn how to be more resilient when problems pop up in your organization. Now somebody wants to hire me because I've given them the benefit of what my speech, Get Courageous Now, can do for them, or what my speech, Courageous Leadership, can do for them. Stop selling the itemized list of things and start selling the actual benefit. People want to hear the benefit. Even with weight loss, I see it a lot of times. Lose weight. My supplement will help you lose weight, blah, 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 blah. But why? What's the benefit? The benefit, one of the benefits could be to lose weight, to do what? To look better, to feel better in my own skin, to be able to fit in the clothes that I want to fit in. Now, those are benefits. Those are if I have this dress that I've been dying to fit in, and now you're telling me that your program can help me do that, now I really want to buy your program. Versus before, you were just giving me a detailed list. You were just describing to me about your product. Stop describing, and then instead give me the benefit of the actual product or the service. I think that we just don't do that enough. And so we get mixed up as to why people don't want, or we think as to why people don't want our products or services. So that's number 2. Get clear about the benefit that you offer. Okay. Number 3, get clear about the target market. This one is great because here's the thing. I know this is hard for some people. And what's interesting is that there are so many targets out there that you can target. But what I see a lot of, and what I've been through even in my own life, is that a lot of us want to be a generalist because we feel that everybody can use what we have. And that may be true. It really, really may be true that a lot of people can use what you have. However, when you are talking to everybody, chances are you're talking to nobody. Let me say it again. When you are trying to talk to everybody, chances are you are talking to nobody. What do I mean by that? Here's the deal. For instance, I have been doing this for over 10 years. And I always, say my target market is women, which it really is, right? And although the women's market has been good, I know that it could have been better, right? And so when I started narrowing my focus on women entrepreneurs, guess what happened? Things got better. Things got better. I started narrowing my focus to women entrepreneurs and to women leaders. Meaning, you may be a manager or a CEO or something like that in your business. Or in your company. And I started narrowing to leaders and women entrepreneurs, and things got better because guess what? Now those people, those entrepreneurs and those leaders understood who I was talking to. They understood me. Now, women, some of them understood, and that's fine, but I still wasn't catching their eye. I still wasn't catching, that synergy with them because I wasn't talking to any one person. So a lot of times we don't want to narrow our focuses because we think we're going to leave people out. Let me dispel that myth. You might leave some people out, but the people that you gain because you're talking to somebody is going to be far more than the people that you leave out. You'll actually be able to get clients because people understand that you're talking to them and not like at them and all this chatter around and stuff like that. So you have to really get clear on who you're talking to. If you're trying to talk to everybody, then you're going to have a really hard time. And so a lot of times, I know a lot of men say, hey, Kiki, why is all your stuff for women? Why is all your stuff for women? You don't do anything for men. And I always say, listen, I don't leave men out. Men are welcome in most of the things that I do. Men are welcome. However, my marketing is towards women. And it's pretty much probably going to stay that way. Now, I'll give you a prime example. If you look at Oprah, mostly women actually are attracted to Oprah. Mostly women watch the Oprah show and all that kind of stuff. Now, you would always find a few men scattered here and there who absolutely love Oprah. There's lots of men who absolutely love Oprah. But if you looked at all her marketing, it was geared towards women. And she didn't change that because men wanted to be included. She didn't stop men from being included, but her marketing was always geared towards women because that is who she was marketing to. And of course, her market is very broad, but that's another thing. A lot of times we'll look at people who we admire and we'll say, well, such and such has this really broad market and blase. But here's the thing. Probably this person, I can guarantee this person has probably been in the marketplace for like 20 years. Like, that's for real. I mean, look at who you're looking at. And if their target market is very broad and they're really doing well, which that's a whole nother subject, because a lot of us think that certain people are doing well and they're not because of the way it looks. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. But look at those people. Chances are they've been in their market, whatever they're doing, anywhere from 10 to 20 years. And so those people have, proven themselves, and they can move to a broader market because they've been in the marketplace for a very long time. So you being possibly new, or starting this business, or being a leader, you probably can't do that in the very beginning, but chances are if you stick with it for a while, you'll start attracting more and more people where you can go more broad that you want to. And so that's where I had been for a long time. I was like, women, I just love women. But I'm like, I love women, but my message is really not getting through. I want to help women be courageous and confident, but I really want to help women entrepreneurs be courageous and confident, and women leaders be courageous and confident, because now they can attach what they need to be courageous and confident in. They need to be courageous and confident in their business. They need to be courageous or confident in their job, on their workplace. So when I was just talking to women about being courageous or confident, in what? In space? Like, it's real. And so whatever your talent is, you literally have to get clear on who your market is. And when you do that, I'll tell you, doors will absolutely begin to open for you, because you are now talking to someone and not at everybody. So that's number 3. Number 4 is you have to tell everyone about your service. I know that seems it seems simple. We are on Share Your Gifts, y'all. Like, seriously. Let me just tell you why I say that. Because I have a couple coaching clients, and I've heard it out there before. Here's what I hear. Here's what I've heard. I don't want to tell people, I don't want to seem like I'm conceited. I don't want people to think that I'm full of myself if I talk about my gifts or my talents, or if I talk about what I do. I don't want people to feel like I'm nagging them, or I feel desperate or whatever. Y'all, let me just tell you, if you don't tell people about yourself, you will be the world's best kept secret. And secrets don't make a lot of money. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Secrets don't make a lot of money. If you literally do not tell people about your services, then you're going to be the world's biggest secret. And if you are already the world's biggest secret, it is time for you to shout your gift to the rooftop. And it has nothing to do with being conceited. I mean, where do we get that from? I especially think women a lot of times have this issue. We care a lot of what other people think about us. We do. And I mean, if I took a poll of 10 women and I say, how much do you care about what other people think about you? I mean, probably 9 out of 10 will raise their hand that they care about what other people think about them. But here's the thing. If you've never been a person who is conceited, who is full of themselves, if you've never been that kind of person, people are not going to automatically think that you're that person if you tell them what you do. They're not. I can promise you, I'm pretty sure that's not the first thing that's going to come to their mind. The first thing that's probably going to come to their mind is, oh, my goodness, You do that? Why are you just now telling me this? Why am I just now knowing that you are this good at writing? That you are this good at cutting hair? That you are this awesome at singing? Why am I just now knowing this? I could have used you for X, Y, Z. You have to tell people what you do. And so, for instance, say for instance, you have a gift that has nothing to do with your job. Say you work a job, but you also have a gift that has nothing to do with your job. And you want this gift to be something that you lead with, right? That you can, I don't know, maybe one day do this on a full-time basis. When you meet somebody, don't tell them about your job. Tell them about about your gift. Say, oh, you might be saying, oh, Kiki, I don't have a business yet. So people say, hey, what do you do? Girl, I sing. You do? Yes, I do. Is that a business? It don't matter. I sing. Bust a tune for me and then bust one for them. Give them a tune. That's what you have to do. You need to lead with what it is, your gift, your passion, your purpose. Say, for instance, you do have a business. You need to always lead with that business. Always lead with your gift. Always lead with your business. You have to tell people every single day what it is that you do. And if you don't, if you have this gift and you want to share it with the world and share it with other people and get paid for it, you have to be telling people, because if you're not telling people, then how in the world are people supposed to know? You can't depend on anybody else to literally tell for you. You have to tell them. Okay? And then number 5 is you have to figure out where to market your gift. So again, we're talking about sharing your gift. You have to figure out where to market. So let me just say this. And this is really interesting, and this could be even controversial. And this is what I teach some of my clients. When it comes to social media, I believe social media is a place where you can spread the word. You can spread the word about what you do. I don't think that social media is a place where you're going to always be able to sell your gift. A lot of people are really big on ads, Facebook ads, Twitter ads. They have LinkedIn ads now and all those things. And yes, I use those ads, but I use them for the purpose of spreading the word, right? I use them for the purpose of spreading the word. And absolutely, can you find some targets and some groups and stuff on these places? Yes. But how you really sell your gifts is going to be in the trenches, talking to people one-on-one, face-to-face. And so I build my social media presence outside of social media. Let me say it again, because some of y'all didn't get that and you don't understand it. I build my social media presence outside of social media. Meaning, when I go speak to an audience, I say, hey, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, connect with me on LinkedIn. So they have not connected with me on social media first. They connect with me on social media after I've connected with them in another venue. I just want to know, do y'all understand that? Let me know. Tell me you understand this. Because here's what I get so much. Nobody bought my service. I put an ad on Facebook because Facebook is just not like that. And here's the thing. And I mean, Come after me if you want to. A lot of times people will say, well, I saw such and she sold a whole bunch of services on Facebook. You have to figure out who such and such is. Number one, if she's been in the game 10 to 20 years, maybe she did. Number two, is she reputable, or is he reputable, and is he telling the truth? And let me say this again to all of you, and I love this, and this is why. Here's the thing: what you're gonna get with me is pure honesty. That's the kind of coach I am. I'm not that 6-figure in 6 months chick that's gonna tell you that you don't have to work your butt off to make a business work. You have to. You have to work your butt off. Likes, likes, do not constitute money. Trust me. Likes do not constitute money, because if it did, most people on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, they would be rich, like multi-millionaires, if likes constituted a person buying, right? Let me give you a prime example. And I love this because I want y'all to understand that I'm real. And when I talk about Get Courageous in just a second, this is how I am in Get Courageous. I'm giving you the goods, because what you'll get from other people is not going to be real. So when my book, Get Courageous Now, came out, I was so freaking excited. So, so amped up about the book, because it is such an amazing book. If you don't have the book, literally, I want, when you get off this broadcast, for you to go to KikiRamsey.com and go to the book and get it. You can get a downloadable copy of Get Courageous Now and the journal, or you can get a hard copy, or you can even go to Amazon and get it. But it's such an amazing book if you really want to learn how to overcome fear and dig into your purpose. So that book got so many likes on Facebook. I mean, I got congratulations from everybody. Like, everybody was like, oh my God, congratulations, congratulations. And I'm like, yes, this is awesome. I can count on one hand how many people out of all those hundreds of congratulations who bought the book. One hand. And a lot of times when it comes to stuff like that, people will promote their book, they will promote their stuff, and they'll think that people on Facebook and that all the likes are going to constitute money, and it does not. Where I sell my books at the most is to all my audiences that I speak to. I've sold hundreds, even thousands of Get Courageous Now, but it hasn't been through social media. Social media, what it does is it gives what I have to say, it gives it some wings. People see it. It keeps me top of mind. And so sometimes I do still, like, I may get a client here or there, but it keeps me top of mind. But for the most part, I build outside, and then you see me on Facebook top of mind. And so maybe the hope is that maybe one day you might be like, oh my God, Kiki, I want her to speak at my conference because she helps women entrepreneurs overcome their challenges, learn to be confident and courageous, and get out of their own way so that they can be successful. Maybe you'll think of me, but I don't build here. And so just putting out a Facebook ad is not going to allow you to just have this booming business. And just because your ad has a lot of likes, don't mean that people are pulling the trigger and buying. So I want you guys to stop being fooled by what likes on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn mean. Sometimes they mean nothing, and they boost your ego. Sometimes you need an ego booster. Okay, whatever. But that may not be putting money in your pocket. So you have to figure out where to market your services. And so I believe that social media can give you a presence, but I think that you need to get out and get in person and talk to people. The way to market has not changed. It's been the same way for years. Guess what? You pick up the phone, you call people, you email people personally, or you go out and you meet people. Those three ways. They haven't changed since since the dawn of times, and they're not going to change, but people will make you think they have changed. That's what I'm saying. All right, so let me just go back over these 5 ways to really share your gifts. And I really hope that y'all hear me when I give you all these 5s, because listen, the world really needs you, especially if you are creative and you have something inside of you that is so creative. I mean, people are tired of seeing the same old thing. So trust me, there are companies, big companies out there willing to pay you for your gift. Trust me, I know. I've been in several meetings recently where they have whole departments based on finding talented people who are building cool stuff. And so if that's you, then there's money out there to be had. But you have to do your research. You have to do your research on your target market. Stop thinking that you have the answer without actually doing the research. Put out some surveys, ask people, what is it that you want? And then disseminate your gift that way. So let me go back down them. Number 1, you have to decide your value. Nobody can decide your value for you. Nobody can tell it. If you feel like a 2, baby, you're going to be a 2. Even if I think you a 10, you're going to be a 2. And you're going to adjust to being a 2. Always. Even if one day you have a 10 day, but you overall think that you're a 2, you're going to trend back down to a 2. So you have to get your value proposition up for yourself. You need to wake up every day and say that you are a 10. And even if you don't believe you're a 10, keep saying it. Those are called positive affirmations. They absolutely work. And even if you can do it when you go on a sales call, or you pick up the phone to call somebody and you're nervous, I'm a 10, I'm a 10, I'm a 10, and I'm going to get this sale. Okay, so know your own value. Number 2 is get clear about the benefits that you offer. You help people lose weight so they can look good in the clothes. They can fit in that size, 8 dress that they want to fit into. They can go out and they can dance without feeling fatigued. Those are benefits. Sell the benefits and not the list of just that list of just stuff that doesn't even matter. You have to sell the benefits, right? Number 3, you have to get clear about your target market. The more narrow your target market is, the absolute better you're going to be. The more narrow, the better you're going to be. And so you have to really think about who you're trying to serve, because when you're talking to everybody, chances are you're serving nobody, because nobody hears your message. Number 4, you have to tell everybody about your business. It has nothing to do with being conceited. It has nothing to do with you acting like you're better than anybody else. That's just, if that's not who you are, it's not who you are, and people are not going to think that's who you are either. You have to tell everybody. Lead with your gift. Even if you don't have a business with your gift, that's what you tell people first. Especially if you want to not be in a job or whatever, you have to lead with your gift. And number 5 is you have to figure out where to market. I mean, there's all kind of places to begin to market. You can go to events. You can go to networking events. You can go to conferences. You can just be meeting people in public places like the grocery store, the mall, whatever. But I think social media is just a place to create awareness. So I truly, truly hope that these 5 share your gifts, tips helped you. Because here's the thing, you absolutely have something amazing. You do. And the world really does need what you have. We want it. We're craving for something new. And if that's you, then you really need to go out and share your gift. So I want to thank you so much for just being on this call in this class, because without you, I'm not able to do what I do. And because you're here, I get to do what I love to do every single day. And that also leads over to Get Courageous. Some of you have heard about Get Courageous. Get Courageous is my 3-day in-person event that's happening September the 29th through October the 1st, right here in the Maryland, Washington, D.C. area. It's going to be in downtown Silver Spring this year. And that is a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. So Get Courageous, Empowering Women in Business, is such an amazing conference. It is going to help a woman who is a business owner learn how to truly get out of her own way so that she can run a successful business. So if you have a business, or if you even are a leader and you want to move up, or you want to really move and get more clients and make more money, that's what I help you do. See, I come from a very psychology-based background. As you know, I have a master's degree in social work. I also have a master's degree in positive psychology coaching. And what I've learned is that it's not just strategy that we need as entrepreneurs. A lot of times we are in our own way. And because you may not be as confident as the next person, you might not get the sale. Because you don't necessarily know this one sales tactic, you might not get the sale. And so at Get Courageous, what I do is I break it down from a psychological standpoint in terms of how do you live a life and a business that's full of purpose and full of passion. And what I pride myself in with Get Courageous is that everybody at Get Courageous walks away with a plan for their life, their most important area in their life and in their business. So if you have a business, right, you're going to walk away with a plan to make that business better. And I don't know any other conference or any other seminar that does that. Here's the reason why I do that. Because I know conferences and seminars. I've been to thousands and I've spoken at hundreds, right? And a lot of times they're about motivation and they're about a lot of hype. And so you go, you get motivated, you get hyped up, and you're not able to sustain that motivation and that hype after you leave. So you'll go, it's like rah rah, and you're like, oh my God, I feel so good. I feel amazing about my life. And then you come home, and guess what? On day 2, I can guarantee you probably done forgot 75% of what you learned. Most people retain maybe 20% of what they learn when they go to conferences. Whew, that statistic is bad. It really is. But here's the deal. At Get Courageous, because you walk away with a plan, I mean, straight up you walk away with a written plan, you retain at least 50% more than what you do at an average conference. So especially if you decide that you're going to work the plan, you're going to come home and you're going to work the plan. And what I try to do is I try to give supports after the fact as well. A lot of times it doesn't work with a lot of other conferences too, because you have no aftercare. You have no accountability. You have none of that working for yourself. And so you go home and you're on your own. How many times have you been to a conference and then you come home and you say, I'm so excited, and then you turn around and you forget all of what that conference taught you? You didn't implement nothing. And then you go to another conference and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna go to this conference because I know I didn't implement over here, but I'm really gonna try it this time. And you do the same thing, and it's just a freaking cycle. I hate that. I hate that. My thing is, if you come to Get Courageous and you're not learning and you're not implementing, don't come. Because what you're going to do is you're going to really work. I'm not the coach that's going to say, oh, girlfriend, guess what? I can do all this for you. No, I can't. And that's one of the issues that I have in the marketplace with a lot of coaching nowadays, is that a lot of times they're not really honest about what it takes to be a true entrepreneur. I have people coming to me that I coach that have no idea what it takes to truly be an entrepreneur. I was just telling someone today that entrepreneurship is the most glamorous, non-glamorous thing in the world. Because when you really peel back the glam part of entrepreneur, you will see that it is a grind every single day. It is a real grind. And so if you really want to take what you have built in terms of your business, say for instance, you're not even a business owner, but you're thinking about it. Or say for instance that you have a lot of things in your life that you want to get settled, then Get Courageous for you is because I literally take you through a process of self-exploration and self-discovery so that you can live the type of life that you want to live. Especially if you are tired of waking up every day knowing that you have these gifts and talents that you want to share with the world, but not really knowing how to do so. That is what I show you. I peel back the layers and I'm honest about what it takes to be successful, and I show you how. I walk you through it, me and you. Okay, so that's what Get Courageous is all about. Get Courageous, again, is September the 29th through October the 1st. And the early bird rate is going on right now. It is $447 at the moment. And it's going to go up on after July 8th is the last day for the early bird special. And so if you literally are ready to make a big change, if you want to learn how to really share your gifts with the world, if you want to really get out of your way, if you really, really, really want to set some major goals and hit them, then you want to be there. So September the 29th through October the 1st, it's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I have an amazing room rate of $109 at the DoubleTree by Hilton in downtown Silver Spring. And so when we have at night at Get Courageous is so fun because what we do is we work out, because I believe in a vitalistic approach. I believe that if you change your physicality, then you can change your life. And I'm going to teach you that trick at Get Courageous on how to not have to deal on your emotions, but deal with your physicality, and you can get anything done. And so all you have to do is go to KikiRamsey.com and you can sign up for Get Courageous there. Like I said, the early bird rate of $447 ends on July the 8th. And so you want to get in before then. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat, and I will answer your questions right now before we leave. And so you can absolutely put those questions in the chat, and I will answer those questions for you. But I just want to say, if you loved what you heard on this call, then you absolutely don't want to miss Get Courageous, because spending 3 days in a room full of powerful women who are all ready to work on themselves and their business, I can tell you there's nothing else like it in the marketplace. And so I can't wait to wait to see you. It's coming up soon. Next weekend, July 8th, is the early bird end rate. So I really want y'all to try to get in before that. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email is kiki@kikiramsey.com. But you can go on to the website at kikiramsey.com and look under the events tab, and that's where you can register for Get Courageous. So until then, if you guys don't have any questions, I am super excited about this class tonight. Thank you all for absolutely being here. You have been amazing, and I can't wait to see you next time. I'm praying that I see you at Get Courageous. All right, y'all. Take care.